Hi, this is Kunal from Unico Solution. In this video, we're going to look at the read operation where we're going to extract all the data from the Magento system into a CSV file using the Informatica Cloud task. So let's log into the Informatica Cloud session where we're going to define the task to read the data from the Magento. And we'll log in into the Magento system as well using our system account to validate all the data that's going to actually be extracted. So let's log into the Magento system. We're going to extract all the products that we already have in the Magento system into a CSV file. So let's look at the product list that is existing in Magento. So we're seeing all these products that exist, their price, the IDs. So we're going to extract them using the Informatica Cloud connector that we have created. So let's define a new task. This task is going to be performing the read operation, which is read all the products into a CSV file. So let's define the task. As we know that task name is a type ahead field. Well, it's a type saying Magento, it defined all the tasks that are already being created in the past. So let's give it a unique name so that it's going to be a complete new task altogether. We're going to call it a product Magento extract demo task. The description is going to be matching something that we have, which we're going to perform, is basically extracting the Magento products into a CSV file. And again, this task, since we're extracting data, we're actually performing an insert into the CSV file. So the task operation is going to be an insert. So let's select that insert from the drop-down from all the operations we have. Let's start defining the source. Now the source is actually the Magento connector that was created, which is actually extracting the data from the Magento system. So the demo connector that we had created in the first video, we're going to use that as a connection, as a source connection. So let's select that from the drop down of all the connections that we have. The source object, well, type is single, but the source object is going to be the products table because we're going to extract all the products data. So we're going to get the preview of all the data that exists in the products table in the Magento system. It's going to take some time to load. All right, there we have all the data that exists today in products. So let's create the target. So now for the target is going to be a CSV file. So the connection is going to be the flat file Magento connection. So let's select that from the drop down, the Magento flat file connection. And the target object in this case is going to be a CSV file. So either we can select in the file system, either the existing CSV file, which will get replaced, the data will get added over there, or we can create a completely new file. So let's call it the product extraction CSV, because that's where all the data will get extracted. It also shows you the columns that will exist, the source fields as well as the targets field. Those are your column names, so we can give it a different name, or we can change the sequence of it, or even delete some columns that we don't want. So let's call it the demo extraction CSV. So this will create already, once we do this, this will already create an empty file into the file system, which will only have the header view. So if we look at that, the file is already created, the demo extraction. If you open that file, you're only going to see the header row, which has all the column names. There's no data in there. And once we run the task, we'll see data in this file for all the products. So let's see if any filter, we can now go on to the filtering. If you want to say define the number of rows that we want to do, or all the rows that we want to extract. Then let's look at the field mapping. As we know that Informatica does the mapping between the source and target. We can check if we want to change anything, or if we want to delete or change the sequence. So everything looks good over here. So now we can go on scheduling. Either we can schedule it, as we know, we can schedule it at a specific time, or we can schedule it to run now and how we want to do it. So all these values now we can look at scheduling. So let's let's save the task and just say save and run, so that this also gets saved to use in the future, and we'll execute this as well. So let's go to save and run, and let's run this task of extracting data from Magento. So as it will go onto the monitor screen where it will show the status of the task, as well as the start time has been there because we have executed it. Let's refresh it to see when it completes and how much data got extracted. That will give you the row count over here. So let's refresh it once again. I'm sure it's done by now. So we can look at the log, and we can also always look at the monitor log and the monitor activity, what's happening. So let's refresh it. It's still extracting. Let's click on it once more time. Alright, so now we can see it's completed and the success row count is 10. So the 10 products that existed in the Magento have now been extracted into the file. So now if you look at the file, you will actually see all the data being extracted already in it. So initially we had seen that there is only one header file, but now we are going to actually see the data in the CSV file as well into the file system. We can look at the session log to get more details as to information what operation was done and how much time each took. Let's look at the file first. So the demo extraction CSV now will have all the rows that have been extracted from the Magento system. So we see all these products already there, their price, everything, like, because since we didn't remove any columns, all the columns were extracted. All the data from all the columns was extracted into a CSV file. Now we can always, obviously click on the task to see all the properties between the source, target, mapping, scheduling, filters. So you can see all the breakdown for all the properties that was defined for this task. We can edit it, save it, and run once again to perform this read. Thank you.